everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. And today we are doing a review of Oblivion 2, one of the full moon movies that we are doing this year. And it came out in 1996.
And if you guys are wondering why Safi sounds really weird, it's because she's doing an interpretive dance.
No, I'm not. I'm standing because we had to move to the other room because somebody's watching Showboat and Son play Nebraska.
So anyways, I don't know what that has to do with the movie.
It
So
doesn't have anything to do with the movie.
Oblivion 2 turned out to be really good. It was a big surprise. It was another Trancers 2 situation where it turned out to be really good despite the first one being trash. Because the first Oblivion, you don't even remember it.
I don't really remember it. I just thought it was, I thought it must have been boring.
Yeah, we both fell asleep watching the first one.
Which is sad because they're a nice bunch of characters.
And that's what this is kind of, though. Like, to compare this movie, this really isn't a movie to me. It feels more like an after party, like for the first movie. Like the first movie was the main show and this is like the after show. And it almost feels like an episode of television rather than a movie.
Yeah.
Because
I think so too.
the whole movie is just like more adventures with these characters. It's not necessarily a movie, but it's really good.
It's just very pleasant. All the actors, even the ones who are supposed to be bad guys, when they try to do something bad, it's done pleasantly with a smile on their face. Almost. Well, there's a little bit in the beginning, maybe, of negativity, super negativity, but other than that, everybody's so pleasant. Even if it's pleasantly evil.
Yeah, the main villain of this movie, she's really, really good. And it's too bad because she was very underutilized as the movie went on. And in fact, there were two big flaws with this movie. Number one, the main character, he had an arc in the first movie where he turned from a coward into like a badass cowboy guy. And in this movie, he's just kind of like a goofball.
Yes, that was another thing. It wasn't just that the evil people were pleasantly evil and the rest of the people were just very pleasant and nice. It was kind of funny. It was comedy. Like a little bit of had a tinge of comedy all throughout the movie. Which was nice, really.
Yeah, but his character, what he was promised to be in the sequel, he was not. From the first movie. And then as well, the plot of this movie is actually really smart and good. The main villain, she gets framed by this Galaxy Corps. And there's this bounty hunter who comes to get her. And the sheriff is protecting, he wants to protect her because he knows that it's a frame-up. And he knows that the person who really did the crime is this really beloved woman in town named Miss Kitty. And,
which is funny because it was played by Julie Newmar. And she played Catwoman in the Batman series in the, I don't know when that was, the 60s.
I thought that was a great plot and a really good idea. But then they have this weird thing at the end where the bad girl is let go and she hooks up with the brother of the bad guy from the first movie, Red Eye. And to me, it seemed like it was teased that she would be in a duel with the main character on the poster. and that they would go to this mine that she acquires early on in the movie and have a big battle. But instead, all that happens is we see the bad guys riding towards the mine, and that's it. That's it. That's the end of them.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised too, but they were... Are you talking about the very end? They were walking together, and it looked like they were working together, and then you just never saw them again. And I thought he was coming to get her, and he just wanted... It was a mine that was something, a special substance that they needed in that time, and it was very valuable. And she had gotten it by... What happened to the person? He got killed, and she got it.
She killed him, and she tricked him. Safi.
That happened pretty quickly, about, I don't know, a third of the way through. And so she was, mine's very valuable, I know, and they were playing poker in the saloon, in Miss Kitty's saloon. And he had it, and she got it or something, and anyway, he got killed because she killed him, but she got the mine. So this guy, I think, he looked like he was going to take her, arrest her, kidnap her, I'm not sure, and then they just walk off together like they're going to get the spoils of the mine together, which was odd, I thought. And that's what Marco was kind of hinting at, that it looked like there was going to be a big fight at the end. First, there was going to be one fight, but the guy who was looking for Miss Kitty, who was the real killer on this other murder that happened years ago, there was an explosion at the mine, and it looked like she died, and so the guy had to go. He was supposed to pick her up for the murder, and so he just left. But she came out, and the reason why was because she has, quote, 9 lives like a cat. So, anyway, after that, though, you have this thing with this bad girl and this guy, ugly, alien-looking guy, and it looks like they're going to have the same kind of thing where it's a fight, and they just walk off into the sunset, so that was weird. Not what I expected.
There's really not much action in the movie either.
No, not really.
So it was very similar to Trancers 2 in that regard.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of anything, but not really. Not really. It was mainly just playing poker, talking. Oh, I know, a prostitute at the saloon was, some guy tried to mess with her, and Miss Kitty, threw him down the stairs or something. That was, and I don't even know why they showed that scene, because she just barely touched him. She had some kind of magic power or something. She would touch your head and make you feel a certain way, and it was usually a positive way, and I think she did the same thing to this bad guy. She touched him in a certain way on his head, and he fell down the stairs. So, she was kind of magical or whatever. I don't remember that I don't remember anything about the first movie.
I do.
I guess I do remember, the main character is a sheriff. I guess I kind of remember him, and he's an empath, which means he feels things that are going to happen to people, and he says that too. But there's just nothing to say about that. He seemed to be really extra nice to everybody, but he did when he got mad, he would stand up for himself or whomever, but he didn't seem like he could do anything, that he would kill them or anything, even though he was the sheriff.
Overall, I thought it was very good, actually, and It's so good that the only reason that I would ever watch the first movie again is because this movie was good and it came after it. Like, that would be the only reason.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, it makes me want to see the first movie again to see. It seemed to me that I thought it was boring, but this one was so good that
and it was entertaining, and we were worried about how long it was.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I was like, "Oh," but it was really good.
It was just something nice to watch on a day when you had to be inside, if it was raining, and it wasn't offensive. There wasn't something horrible that you didn't want to see. There wasn't kidnapping, like somebody is going to get killed, meanness. Maybe that's why it was just such a nice thing to watch, and it was so pleasant. I guess Marco's biggest complaint was there wasn't any real big scene against a villain and a good person.
Yeah, and it's another situation where the sequel feels like it has less of a budget than the other one for Full Moon.
Well, you had said that this followed right after Trancers 2.
What?
Didn't you say this was made right after?
No, they shot the first and second movie back to back.
Oh, well, he thinks that they may have not had the money to do anything real.
Clearly, they needed more money or something.
Yeah.
The weirdest part of the movie was that when the bad girl gets the mine and tricks the guy, he has the map to the mine on his you-know-what, like, tattooed. And I thought, that's the stupidest thing I've ever, that was just dumb.
That was weird. I don't even talk about that.
Like, that was a scene in the movie, and then I think she even cuts it off and takes it with her to read the map. And it's like, that is really bizarre. It's like something Safi would write.
No, it wouldn't. Would never write anything like that. Ever.
I would say that this movie, it's like a vanilla ice cream cone from McDonald's. Because, like, a lot of people, even if they don't like the food at McDonald's, they like that ice cream cone once in a while. And that's what this is. It's like a nice, simple, good dessert that you can get once in a while. And, the cone's really good, the ice cream's really good, and, there's no complaint.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
No, you're not going to copy my rating. Get your own rating. Get your own food rating.
A letter grade.
I just said it's a vanilla ice cream cone from McDonald's.
Well, I'll give it a chocolate chip cookie. Not the very best you can get, because I think the very best you could get would have nuts in it.
Oh.
It would be comparison to something that was ranked a B+. So, just because there wasn't some big fight scene. Or
on the cover they have the main villainess dueling with the main good guy. Why isn't that in the fucking movie? That's on the poster. And why is the movie called Backlash? There's no backlash the whole movie.
Not really. I'm trying to think of anything that would be a backlash. But isn't the main villain girl named Lash?
Mm-hmm.
So Backlash? I don't know.
No, that can't be. What would that be?
I don't know.
What happened with her back?
Nothing. She's just wearing these really weird pants.
She was really good. She was a much better villain than the guy from the first movie, actually. And I thought, it's too bad, because if you had a fight scene with her, a badass fight scene, that could have been really good, like A++ material.
That would have been fun.
Is that what you have to say?
That's all I have to say.
Really?
There's just not much to
There's
say.
not much to say because it's just
flowed really well.
It's good.
And it didn't seem like it said it was going to last this 2-hour time or whatever. And they also at the beginning of it, like they did with Trancers, they had scenes from the movie before it and showed those at the beginning. Probably at least 5 minutes worth. So they tacked on 5 minutes to the running time with this showing these scenes from the last movie. And it just flowed really well, and it was really pleasant, and you liked the characters. Even the bad ones weren't too bad. And the guy who had come from, I don't know where he was from, he came in on a spaceship and
Galaxy Core.
Oh, okay, Galaxy Core, and he was the one who's supposed to be picking up Lash, who was framed by Miss Kitty, and then I told you Miss Kitty died. He thought Miss Kitty died in the mine because he found out she really did it, and then he was going to take her back, and then he ended up leaving, and he was all dressed up in a nice blue suit with a beautiful hat, and he was British, he had a British accent, and he was just and everything he did was like neat and clean, you know. He would take somebody down by zing from his cane or something, and it just wasn't any like fist fighting or anything like that.
So, next movie will be Arcade, I believe. Arcade.
That's it.
Safi.
Okay, I may have seen it before. But
yeah, because there's a story with that movie which is really funny about us getting it from the video store because I wanted to watch it and everything, and there's a story with that movie.
Well, I don't remember what the story is. I can take a guess. But
we're teasing it for the review.
Okay.
So
that will be coming next then. It will be a review of that movie. Because I don't think there's nothing else. Dark Winds is over. And Master Chef will be on Wednesday night. And then Slappy World, if we're reading one book for this week. I don't know which one that is. I can't remember. But that's it. So goodbye. Oh wait a minute. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to become one of our subscribers, come on down. You're more than welcome to join us and give us some feedback on what you're watching and if you've watched this and would you want to watch it and what are you watching anyway? Are you watching football or what? So, goodbye everybody.
Bye.